Alright, this is going to be a little recap on how to make an effect. Like you're taking a brand new effect and you're wanting to control what frames that effect actually occur on. Okay, so what we're going to do here is the blood effect is actually missing from the default marine, which means it's also missing from our fat man. So let's go ahead and make it so that he actually has the blood spurting particle effect. So what you do in order to make this happen is obviously we need to hide our boxes so we can actually see the unit. But when we have this open, we are going to create a proxy. So if you go to the Create tab right here, and then you go to Helpers, you have Alamo Proxy down here. So you're going to click on that, and then you're going to click anywhere on the screen that's going to create your proxy. So what you want to do is we're going to rotate this, preferably so it's like Z0, I think. Yep. We'll give this a little bit of tilt, and we're going to put it right in the center. Like that. So once we have our proxy in that spot, we're going to need to rename it to the same ALO effect name as what we're wanting. And the effect that we want is the blood spurting effect. So if you take a look here at a unit that already uses this exact same proxy, you'll notice that it's called PP effect blood hit small. So one thing we could do is we could just take this, copy it, and put it directly onto the name of our proxy in here. So it's going to call to the blood effect, but the problem is if you just do this and nothing else, this is going to be activated 24/7. Like he's just going to be spewing out blood all the time. We don't want this. So what you want to do is head over to the curve editor and make sure that you have your your proxy selected, and it's going to be down here. And normally, in order to adjust this, you would have a visibility tab, but the visibility is currently missing. Like if you go into the rocket right here, if you go to the curve editor for the rocket launcher guy and you scroll down here, you'll notice that there's visibility. And visibility is actually what controls whether the particle effect is active or not. So in order to fix this, in order to get this the way that we want it to, this is what you do. So you're going to click on your effect right here. You're going to go up to Tracks, and then you're going to click Visibility Track and click Add. And that is going to add visibility as an option. And by default, you can tell that this is set to 1. You can use your scroll wheel down here to zoom in, zoom out. But let's go over to the utilities and we'll display the current animation. Another thing that we can do is if you push this button, it'll basically take you to that exact track that you're looking for. But we're going to adjust this. So let's add a key, and we'll put that right there. And we're going to adjust this key to 0. And that's going to make it to where it's set to 0 by default at all times. So yeah, that'll make it to where this is not visible most of the time, like 24/7. So now we're going to navigate to our dying animations. We have 2 dying animations we're concerned about. We're concerned with die 00 and die 01. So we're going to display current right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a couple points. So we'll add one right here near the beginning. Maybe we'll push this back. Yep. Set it right there. Then we want to set this to 1. But in order to make sure that you don't have this long curve here, we're going to push this set tangent step button, and that's going to make it transition straight up. So once you do that, we're going to go about 8 frames in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right here. And we're going to make another point like this. So one thing you can do is, instead of making another point, you can just click that, hold shift, and then hold left click, and you can drag that out like this. And we're going to set this to 0. So then what we can do is we can apply that to the next animation. So right here we can copy this. So we can shift and then hold left click, and we can drag it all the way out here, because we know that our animation is over here too. So if we go to the next animation, that's what's going to display. So we want to make sure that this is 1 and that this is 0. Again, 1 means that the particle effect is active, 0 means that it isn't. So once we have all of that figured out, there's only one last thing that we need to do. Which, let me double check my stuff here. Yep, looks good. But last thing that we need to do is we need to link this dazzle to the rest of the model. Because as you can tell, when we move around the dazzle like this, nothing's really happening. Like it stays there. So I'm going to temporarily create a new animation just so I can get back to the very first frame. And what we're going to do is, for starters, this dazzle probably needs to be closer to the center. But second of all, you're going to go into the schematic open view, and we know that it's attached to the chest bone. So we're going to take our effect, our blood hit effect, and then we're going to take this and we're going to connect it to chest. So now this proxy is going to move with the model. And again, we can double check our animations, but if you have your proxy open, and you click on the curve tab, and you can actually see right here is when it turns on, which I can probably zoom in like that. But you get the picture. Right there is when it activates. So now that we have this, what you're going to do is we're going to export the model. Now, I believe you can also adjust this inside of the animation view, so long as you have the visibility part selected. we're going to make our collision box visible again. And we're going to export. And right now I just have this inside of a test mod, but we're going to export it as CVH Rifleman save. And do that. And now when you go into the game, you will notice that the character now spits out blood whenever it dies.
Marines reporting.
Building.
Ready.
Constructing.
Prepared for combat.
Building.
Standing by.
Building complete.